Tom Holland and Zendaya. A love story written in silence time has a strange way of playing tricks on memory. What feels like something that happened yesterday can also feel like it belongs to another lifetime. One moment, you're living it. Next, you're looking back, wondering how weeks turned into months without you even noticing. That's exactly how Tom Holland described a recent moment in his life. Something that felt both incredibly distant and unbelievably fresh at the same time. 9.5 weeks. That's how long ago it happened. Not even 3 months yet. Emotionally, it felt like much more. And also, like nothing had changed at all. That quiet contradiction. Time stretching and collapsing all at once perfectly mirrors the love story of Tom Holland and Zendaya. A relationship that has unfolded slowly, gently, and mostly out of sight. Yet somehow feels deeply familiar to millions around the world. This is not a story of loud declarations or social media oversharing. This is a story told in glances, pauses, and unspoken understanding. And lately, fans believe that story may be entering its most meaningful chapter yet. A chapter that could change everything. A modern fairy tale without the noise. In today's celebrity culture, privacy is rare. Most famous couples document every step of their relationship, anniversaries, vacations, arguments, reconciliations, all neatly packaged for public consumption. But Tom Holland and Zendaya have always moved differently. They are adored, yet distant. Famous, yet grounded. Together, yet fiercely protective of what they share. Too many fans. They represent something almost forgotten in Hollywood. A genuine love story. From the outside, their relationship seems effortless. But to understand why the current rumors feel so powerful, you have to go back to where it all began long before engagement rings, shared homes, and whispered baby speculation. You have to go back to two teenagers, standing on the set of a superhero movie, unaware that their lives were about to become permanently intertwined. From co-stars to something more in 2016. Tom Holland and Zendaya were cast as Peter Parker and Michelle MJ Jones in Spider-Man: Homecoming. At the time, Tom was just 19 years old, a British actor stepping into one of the biggest roles in cinematic history. Zendaya, also 19, was already known for her poise, intelligence, and quiet confidence well beyond her years. From the very first interviews, something felt different. Their chemistry wasn't forced, it wasn't rehearsed. Felt natural, almost accidental. On screen, their banter was sharp and playful. Off-screen, it was exactly the same. Fans noticed immediately. During the press tour in 2017, the two were inseparable, laughing, teasing each other, finishing one another's sentences. But every time the question came up, "Are you dating?" the answer was always the same: "We're just friends." And for a long time, that was the official story. The years of denial and protection for years. Tom and Zendaya maintained that they were nothing more than close friends. And in many ways, that may have been true, at least at first. What made their bond special wasn't romance alone, but safety. Zendaya later spoke about how secure she felt working with Tom during those early years. Hollywood can be overwhelming, especially for young actors suddenly thrust into massive franchises. But with Tom, there was trust, comfort, understanding. They protected each other and they protected what they had. Instead of feeding the rumor mill, they let the world guess. And the world guessed endlessly. 20 to 1. The moment everything changed, then came 2021. A single moment, a single photograph. Paparazzi captured Tom and Zendaya kissing at a red light in Los Angeles. No red carpet, no announcement. Just two people in a car, sharing a quiet moment they thought was private. The internet exploded. What fans had suspected for years was finally undeniable. They were together, and yet even after going public, nothing about their behavior dramatically changed. No flashy Instagram posts, no constant appearances, no manufactured headlines. Just continuity. Love in the smallest moments instead of grand gestures. Their relationship unfolded through small, deeply personal details. Tom casually mentioned that he and Zendaya sometimes watch Spider-Man together, not for vanity, but nostalgia. To remember where it all started, to laugh at awkward moments, to reflect on how far they've come. Zendaya, in her own interviews, spoke about how rare it is to find someone in the industry who truly understands you, someone who sees you, not as a brand, but as a person. Together, they created a quiet rhythm, one built on respect, not performance, reuniting on screen, stronger than ever years later. Fate brought them together again, this time for a much larger project, Christopher Nolan's upcoming epic, The Odyssey. Working together again didn't just rekindle old memories, it strengthened what was already unbreakable. On the Dish podcast, Tom spoke openly about how much Zendaya's presence on set means to him. "She's the best thing that's ever happened to me," he said without hesitation. He described how they decompress after filming, how they exchange looks when things get overwhelming, how they joke privately when the pressure rises. "It's perfect," he said, "not because it's flawless, but because it's real engagement." The Zendaya way then came early 2025. The Golden Globes. Zendaya arrived wearing a ring, no announcement, no captions, no press release, just a diamond on her finger and a calm, knowing smile. The internet noticed instantly, engagement confirmed without a single word spoken. It was the most Zendaya and Tom reveal imaginable. A love rooted in home shortly, after Tom gave an interview that revealed just how deeply Zendaya had become part of his world. Speaking about his childhood in Kingston, a quiet suburb outside London, he shared memories of Wimbledon, family traditions, and growing up, grounded despite his success. Then came the question about Zendaya, which Wimbledon outfit of hers was his favorite. His answer wasn't about fashion, it was about belonging. "She looked like she was home," he said, and that one sentence changed everything. A ring without words and a life built in silence. SIF Part 1 was about how Tom Holland and Zendaya found each other. Then Part 2 is about how they chose each other again and again, without ever needing to explain themselves to the world. Because when it comes to this couple, the loudest moments are always the quiet ones. The engagement that spoke without sounding, a world where celebrity engagements are often announced with dramatic captions, aerial drone shots, and magazine exclusives. Zendaya did the exact opposite. She simply showed up. Early in 2025, cameras flashed as she walked the Golden Globes red carpet. Her look was elegant, effortless, and unmistakably Zendaya. But fans weren't focused on the dress for long. They saw the ring. A diamond sat comfortably on her left hand. Not exaggerated, not hidden, just there. No announcement followed. Number. Confirmation came from her team. Zendaya didn't pose to show it off. She didn't rush to correct the rumors either. She smiled, and that was enough. Within minutes, social media erupted. Screenshots, zoom-ins, slow-motion videos, side-by-side comparisons. The conclusion was inevitable. Zendaya and Tom Holland were engaged. And yet, the couple never officially confirmed it because they didn't need to. Why? Their silence matters to understand why this quiet engagement felt so powerful. You have to understand the language Tom and Zendaya speak as a couple. They don't communicate in headlines. They communicate in consistency. Every major step in their relationship has followed the same pattern. No announcement, no denial, no performance, just action. When they went public, it wasn't with a post, it was with a moment caught accidentally. When they confirmed their love, it wasn't with interviews, it was with presence. And now, with their engagement, it was the same. Zendaya let the ring do the talking, and fans listened to Tom Holland's roots. And who he invited into them. Not long after the Golden Globes moment, Tom sat down for an interview that revealed something even more intimate than an engagement ring. He talked about home specifically. Kingston upon Thames, a quiet, grounded suburb just outside London where he grew up with his parents and 3 younger brothers. Tom described a childhood filled with discipline, family routines, and small traditions that shaped who he is today. One memory stood out as kids. He and his brothers were often sent to Wimbledon to burn off their energy. At the time, it was just a summer ritual. Now, it's a full-circle moment. Tom Holland, global superstar, sitting courtside at the very place he once ran around as a child. But when asked about Wimbledon, Tom didn't center himself. He centered Zendaya. She looked like she belonged there when the interviewer asked which of Zendaya's Wimbledon looks was his favorite. Tom didn't hesitate. He pointed to a moment from a few years earlier when Zendaya wore a tailored Ralph Lauren suit and blended effortlessly into the environment. She looked so beautiful, he said. But more than that, she looked at home. That sentence landed hard because Tom wasn't talking about fashion. He was talking about integration. He was talking about bringing the woman he loves into a space that shaped him and watching her fit naturally, without force, without effort. It meant so much to me, he added, to see her in a place I call home. It looked like part of our community. For fans, that wasn't just romantic. That was serious. It was serious. The internet reacts and sees the pattern. The response online was immediate and emotional. Reddit threads filled with admiration. He's never going to stop calling her beautiful, is he? 10 years of hyping her up. This is real love. May this kind of love find me too. People weren't just reacting to words. They were reacting to the pattern. Tom didn't say, "my fiancé," for attention. He didn't brag. He didn't overshare. He simply spoke like a man who had already built a life and was letting the world peek into it for a second. The Richmond move, a quiet but powerful decision. Then came another detail that shifted everything. Tom and Zendaya weren't just engaged. They were living together, and not in Los Angeles, not in New York, not in some flashy celebrity compound. They chose Richmond, a peaceful area, just a short distance from Tom's hometown of Kingston. That choice matters because people don't move there for convenience or image. They move there for stability. For roots, for a future. This wasn't a temporary arrangement between two busy actors. This was a long-term decision, one that hinted at something bigger than marriage. It hinted at family. Why location says everything when celebrities settle down near their childhood homes. It's rarely accidental. It means reconnecting with family, creating a support system, planning for a slower, more intentional life. Tom has always been openly family-oriented. Zendaya, despite her global success, has repeatedly expressed her desire for depth over noise. Together, Richmond made sense. It was quiet. It was grounded. It was private. And privacy has always been their priority. When love starts looking like preparation by this point, fans weren't just seeing romance. They were seeing preparation, an engagement revealed without words, a home chosen for peace, not publicity. A lifestyle centered around comfort, safety, and long-term thinking. And that's when the whispers started. Not loud rumors. Not tabloid claims. Just quiet questions. What are they preparing for? The calm before the next chapter. Nothing about Tom and Zendaya's journey has ever felt rushed. They've grown together personally and professionally over nearly a decade. They've experienced fame, pressure, and public scrutiny. And now, they seem to be choosing stillness. Stillness doesn't mean nothing is happening. Often, it means everything is.